Today's interview is with Sergeant Justin Wall from the Orange County Sheriff's Office Professional Standards Division and Jennifer Burton, aka Blondie. The interview is based on an incident between Motor 1 Jeremy Dewitte and Sergeant Keith Vidler from the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Jennifer Burton is well known for her constant flip-flopping support of Jeremy Dewitte. They had engaged in an affair for several months both in and out of jail. At one point Jennifer accused Jeremy of forced rape. Jeremy Dewitte is a well-known serial police impersonator and ex-offender in the Orange County area. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please don't forget to like the video to help with the YouTube algorithm. It's free, I promise.
And
I told you I would be recording too, so.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm Sergeant Justin Wall of the Orange County Sheriff's Office Professional Standards Section. Today's date is April 20th, 2021, and the time is 11 o'clock in the morning. This interview is being conducted at the Office of Professional Standards located at 2500 West Colonial Drive. I'm interviewing, can you state your name for me?
Jennifer Burton.
Okay. And Miss Burton, you are associated with Mr. Dewitte. How?
I'm a contractor for him.
Also present in the room is Sergeant Michael Harmon of the Professional Standards Section. Are you aware that I'm recording this interview?
Yes.
Has anyone threatened, coerced, or offered you any preferential treatment to give this statement?
No.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol that may impair your testimony?
No.
And please raise your right hand so I can swear you in. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you are to provide will be true and correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So as we indicated on the phone, I'm conducting an investigation into the conduct of one of our employees, Sergeant Vidler and Corporal Ramsey.
Right.
And from what I understand, you were on the phone with Mr. Dewitte when he was pulled over back on March 23rd.
Yes.
2021.
I believe it was, right. Mm-hmm.
So can you just kind of just give me an overview of what it was that you were, why you were on the phone, or what was taking place that day?
So we were getting ready to do a funeral escort, so we were headed that way. We were going to Apopka. And I left earlier before the guys. It was Jeremy and another individual. We call him Choke. And I went down OBT. So I was going down OBT. They decided to do I-4. And so I was on the phone with Jeremy, and he was just kind of like complaining about Choke. His name is Adrian Hernandez. And he was
an employee?
Contractor. He was on the motorcycle. He was the other. He was the other guy that was not arrested, but told to get on his knees and everything like that.
What's his name?
Adrian Hernandez.
Okay. He was the one that was on the motorcycle with Mr. Dewitte?
Yes.
Okay.
And so they went on I-4, and I was talking to Jeremy, and he was complaining about Adrian and, just how he was kind of like last minute getting ready, all that other stuff. And so I heard sirens, and I thought, I just assumed it was like an ambulance. I was like, oh, there must be like something going on because I hear the sirens. And he was saying, no, that's Vidler pulling me over. And I said, no. I said, there's, because we always kind of joke about Vidler's in the bushes or Vidler's watching or this and that. And he was saying, no, he's really pulling me over. And so I'm saying, well, I'm asking him, like, where are you on I-4? Where are you, so I can get there and try to figure out what's going on? And he's like, well, I had to pull over. He's like, we're over. I don't think he ever told me at that point. It wasn't until he was on the ground that he told me where he was. And then I heard the sirens getting louder. And then I heard a man yelling at him saying, get on the ground, don't reach for your gun. And I'm telling Jeremy, I'm like, well, what's going on? I said, is that really Vidler? He's like, yeah, it's Vidler and it's Reeves. And I kind of knew who Reeves was because about 2 weeks prior to that, one of our contractors got like a bunch of tickets from Reeves. And we ended up doing a public records request. And we saw that during that traffic stop, Reeves was on the phone with someone. And during the phone call, he was stating that, Jeremy had arrived at the traffic stop because the contractor was stopped. And, when we're doing the escorts, we're all on the phones together. We're all talking together. And so Jeremy, wasn't that far away. Obviously, we were all together. And so Reeves told Jeremy at the stop to, to get away, to move away. So he recognized Jeremy. Anyway, sorry, long story short. During that stop, he was talking to someone. He was saying that he saw Jeremy and that, yes, Jeremy was wearing the duty belt. And the person on the phone, it was as if they were upset that he hadn't stopped Jeremy. And Reeves was trying to explain, well, I'm dealing with this guy right now. I stopped this guy. I can't deal with...
Just to clarify, this was a couple weeks prior to
Yes.
the incident that we're discussing?
Yes, right.
Okay.
So anyway, so I was familiar with Reeves because of that incident. So Jeremy's telling me, so to go to the Vidler situation, Jeremy's telling me Reeves is here too. And I'm like, okay. And so then I keep hearing Vidler say, don't reach for your handgun, stop reaching for it. And Jeremy's saying, it's not a handgun, it's a pepper ball. And I'm telling Jeremy, I'm like, don't try to prove it. That's what I'm saying to him. I'm like, don't try to prove it, don't reach for anything, don't do anything, because, he could have an excuse to shoot him. So then Jeremy was saying, well, at that point he was on the ground. I didn't know that. So he's like, I'm in handcuffs on the ground. He said, I can't, reach for anything. And he and Vidler were kind of going back and forth, with Vidler saying he didn't know it was a handgun. It looked like a handgun. And Jeremy saying, we have this history, that it's a pepper ball. And then I could hear Reeves telling him to sit down, not to get up or anything like that, to put his hands behind his back. And then it kind of got muffled because I could hear Jeremy saying, leave my camera alone, stop touching my camera. So I could hear like the rattling of someone taking it off. And so it got muffled because obviously he's away from the helmet now. He's further away, but I can still hear it because I think the way that his helmet is connected, it's connected to the phone call that we were on. So after Jeremy's getting further and further away, like they're not pulling him away, but like he's not where he's supposed to be, or the helmet's further away from him, but I can still kind of hear what's happening. And then I can hear Vidler saying, Jeremy, you don't dictate this stop. I'm the one controlling the stop. You don't tell me what to do. I can hear him saying that. And then I can hear Jeremy screaming, I need a lieutenant. Somebody give me a lieutenant. And at that point, I started recording on another phone. It's not like the best quality, but I'm trying to like capture everything because, I'm in the middle of traffic. I'm trying to race, to try to find, where he is. And so, then I heard Vidler saying that he was going to turn off his body camera, but it was still like
Vidler was going to turn off the body camera on Dewitte's.
No, on his body camera.
Okay, he says he's turning off his body.
His body camera, yes. Okay. And then I could kind of hear him and Reeves talking, and they were laughing. Again, it's not the best quality, but you can kind of hear it, and they're talking. And then I'm just listening to it a little bit more, and I think another person showed up. I don't know if someone else showed up. I don't know yet. And then the call just dropped. So that was what I heard during the incident.
Okay. So how long would you say the whole phone call lasted?
Maybe like 8 to 10 minutes. I believe it started at like 9:50 something, and then I think it ended at like 10:02. It was probably no more than 10 minutes, but I have to go back and look.
Okay. And so how long were you on the phone before Mr. Dewitte says Vidler's behind me?
Probably like 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how long after you hear Vidler say, I'm turning off my body camera,
okay.
How long after that was it recording?
Maybe like 6 minutes, 5 or 6. It was all very, very fast, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that common for you guys to be on the phone on the way to an escort or something?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
any particular reason why they decided to take I-4 or take a different route?
No, I think they're motors, so they like to go a little faster, and I'm not really in a rush to get there, so.
And what is your role during these escorts?
I'm also doing them.
So you're driving
Yes.
one of the escort vehicles,
Right.
but you're in a car as opposed to a motorcycle?
Right.
Okay. All right. Did you hear anything else of significance while you were on the stop?
I'm not sure.
Okay. We have body cameras as well that,
Of course,
that
yeah.
recorded the stop and recorded
Right.
the interactions and conversations similar to what you described. So,
Right.
and we've obviously reviewed all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was kind of your role in that. Did you actually arrive on scene?
No, well, no, I came, okay, so I went back to the office. So I just decided to go back to the office. I called his attorney, and I was telling him what was happening. And as I'm talking to his attorney on the phone, Adrian walks in. And I'm asking him, I'm like, well, what just happened? He said, oh, I can't really say. And I'm like, no, you have to tell me what just happened. And I told him I was on the phone with his attorney. And he was telling me, well, we have to go back and we have to get the bike. So I guess our plan at that point was just to go ahead and just get the bike. And then I was on the phone with the bail bonds people, so I was dealing with that. And I drove him up to the, it was, what is that? I can't remember it now. I think it's Fairbanks, the one going to Winter Park. I believe it was Fairbanks exit. And so I drove him up, up that ramp. And when we got there, they were already loading the bike up. I guess an officer just kind of waited there the whole time. No one ever left. And they were loading the bike up, and they wouldn't let us take the bike. So
they towed the bike.
They
out
towed
to
the bike,
traffic
yeah.
stop and the arrest. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is? I know you said you're a contractor, and so you do funeral escorts with
Yeah.
Mr. Dewitte and the company.
Yes.
Do you have any other responsibilities as far as like secretarial work or bookkeeping or management or any type of other responsibilities, or what is it that you do?
I mean, yes, I do, but I'm not really sure what that has to do with what happened.
Well, I'm just trying to understand what your role is with the company, so
Right.
that I can better understand what it is that or any information that you may have regarding
understand.
what I'm working.
I mean, I do the interviews, so I bring people in and I interview them.
Like potential clients?
No, contractors.
Okay, so hiring
Yes, hiring. Yes.
of contractors. Okay.
And then I also I keep records of things and receipts and the financial parts of it.
Okay. So, let me ask you this.
Sure.
You know that Mr. Dewitte carries a pepper ball gun.
Yes.
How long has he been carrying that?
To my knowledge, I mean, I'm just going by what he's told me. Probably since 2013, 14, something like that.
Okay. Does he carry a real gun?
No.
Okay. Have you ever been present when he's been stopped by the police, whether any law enforcement agency, but particularly the Orange County Sheriff's Office? Have you ever been present when he's been stopped by the Orange County Sheriff's Office and had a pepper ball gun on him?
Yes, I have.
Okay, when was that?
It was probably October of last year. Is the one that just popped in my head. It's probably something more recent, but that's the one that popped in my head.
October of 2020?
Yes.
Okay.
And a female Orange County deputy, we were doing a funeral escort, and she stopped one of the other contractors, and then I was in the car with Jeremy, and he was wearing the same thing that he always wears, and she didn't say anything to him about it. She was just basically talking to him about the same rhetoric, which is one in the front, one in the back, as far as funeral escorts. So.
Okay. And
Yeah.
that was a female deputy?
Yes. I have that. I'm pretty sure I have that video.
Okay. Have you ever been around Jeremy when he's had contact with Sergeant Vidler and or Corporal Ramsey and he's been wearing a pepper ball gun?
I've never met Vidler before, so no. And I've never been around Jeremy when he's been in contact with them. No.
Okay. All right. So you said that you had some additional information. What is it that
Right.
that you feel is relevant to this investigation?
So as we stated when we were talking on the phone, I have the video of the stop, involving the insurance. That was in March of 2020 when Vidler stopped Jeremy and claimed that he didn't have the proper insurance, and he was on the phone saying that he was Jeremy. So I have those videos, which I will send to you all. And then I also have the video where Jeremy's recording the insurance company. He's telling them that he's recording. So he's recording the insurance company, and the insurance agent is telling him that Sergeant Vidler called in and canceled the insurance. And I will send that to you as well. And then so to kind of go, I know there was an issue with the IA, with the off-duty Todd Mony. Mony, is that how you say his name? Okay. So Todd Mony and the whole IA thing. And I know that things disappeared or were given to people. So that was through attorney Michael Breen. I've spoken to Michael Breen. I've met with him. And based on what he said, and I'm not saying that you all aren't being truthful, but I'm just giving you what his version is. He was stating that he was very shocked and disappointed that there were hours of video of Vidler breaking into Jeremy's office, and he was upset because he never made a copy and he feels stupid for not doing that, and it was missing. So when I was talking to Michael Breen about it, I said, well, why did you stop the IA investigation? This was before. This is before I.
When was this?
Gosh. Maybe like September of 2020. Maybe September, October of 2020 when I talked to him.
Of 2020?
2020. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so he told me when I first spoke to him about it, he told me that he had to stop the investigation because he's best friends with Sheriff Mina. And he said that Sheriff Mina sat him down and gave him Jeremy's entire history, his criminal history and everything like that. And that Michael Breen claimed that he was forced to apologize to Sheriff Mina and that he had to pull out of being Jeremy's, to representing Jeremy as the attorney for the IA investigation. But he claimed that he never destroyed the video. He never just gave the video to anyone and said that he was done or he withdrew or anything like that. He just said that he gave them the video. He thought that it was going to IA, and it wasn't. It was going to someone named Sergeant Wasco. And that he had to kind of step back from it. So when I talked to him about it, like I stated, he said that he was upset because he knew that Vidler, these are his words, that Vidler was dirty. And then he went and he paid, I think it was like almost $2,000 for all these emails from Vidler.
Who paid for that?
Michael Breen.
Okay.
So he paid for all these emails that had anything to do with Vidler, Jeremy, Metro State, Detective John Allen, Windermere, John Ramsey, anything. And I went to his office, and he let me take like some, I was gonna do just like photocopy, like just printing things out, but it was so much information. I just started like taking pictures of it. It was just easier. So he allowed me to do that, and it's just pages and pages of Vidler, basically, contacting every agency, trying to get information on Jeremy. There's things with the Florida Department of Agriculture where he's asking about opening up an investigation, which they did. And then the woman is saying, well, they have to pay a lot of fees, a lot of fines. And Vidler saying he's happy that they have to pay a lot of fees and a lot of fines. He's contacting the IRS. These two women, one is named Tara. I can't remember the other one's name, but it's in the emails. And I actually met them. They came to our old office last year. I believe it was in September of 2020. They came to our old office, the IRS, and they said that Sergeant Vidler was the one who wanted them to do an investigation, And
Do
so,
you remember who came from the IRS?
yeah, I have their names, but I have to. It's in the emails. It's Tara Reed, I believe, and then another woman. But they're all in those emails that I'll send to you.
Okay.
And so they were talking to me and Jeremy for a little bit, for a while, and then they, I didn't really trust them, and I think they felt that I didn't trust them. So they were saying to Jeremy, it's a lot of financial stuff. Are you sure you kind of want, everybody here? So they talked to him alone, and they were just basically making it seem as though they just want to get him on the right path. That's what Tara Reed kept saying.
Mm-hmm.
We just want to get you on the right path. And
as far as his business and his financial dealings.
Yeah, things like that.
Understood.
But yeah, so in those emails, like I stated, it's everything from him contacting the IRS to TSA to, every major FDLE, every major agency that you can think of.
Was that because Jeremy was, or Mr. Dewitte was not in compliance with these things?
No, he just has an obsession.
Well, so the IRS came and spoke with him. You don't know the context of that because you weren't in the meeting, but as far as these other Department of Agriculture, Department of these other departments you're talking about, to your knowledge, was that because Jeremy wasn't in compliance with some of these things and they were trying to get him in compliance?
No. So I don't have these in writing. I only have phone records. I talked to someone here who's high up, and when I spoke to them about Sergeant Vidler and Corporal Ramsey, this person said that they were ordered to stand down. This was in February of 2020. They were ordered to stand down from investigating Jeremy Dewitte. This person said they were hired as motor officers. They were not hired as detectives. And this person said that they are obsessed with Jeremy Dewitte. And that was why they felt it was in the best interest of Orange County Sheriff's Office to have them taken off of the investigation.
Did you speak to somebody in professional standards?
No.
Okay, who did you speak with?
Canty.
Okay. And you talking about undersheriff?
Yes.
Canty? Okay. And so what did what was the reason for that conversation?
So it was originally because of all the videos that started coming out around that time. So I had some questions about it, and I reached out to him.
Videos coming out
on social media, like YouTube and things like that. And so I had questions about videos of me coming out or anything like that. And so I was able to speak to him, and I was explaining everything and kind of what happened with Ramsey and Vidler and how they had gotten involved. And he said that, well, they were ordered to stand down. So that was the first time I ever heard that, was from him. Like I said, there's no emails or anything. It's just phone records of those, those phone calls.
Okay.
So it's not just two individuals who are trying to investigate a person. And you'll see that in the emails. It's two individuals who don't have anything else to do. And as Canty, Under Sheriff Canty stated, they weren't hired to be detectives. They were hired to be motor officers, so.
Okay. I want to go back to the insurance part.
Sure.
So you mentioned that you have videos of, I want to just kind of touch on, you kind of touched on a lot of different things.
Sorry.
So I just wanted to go back. So in March of 2020,
Yes.
You said that there was a traffic stop where Sergeant Vidler was on the phone with the insurance company?
Yes.
And you have a video of that?
Yes.
How was that recorded?
Jeremy recorded it.
On his body camera?
Yes. Oh, well, no, I think it was just on his phone. I'm not sure.
Is it a video or audio?
It's video.
Okay. And so you have that you
Yes.
can provide to me?
Yes.
And then you have audio of Jeremy on the phone?
It's video.
Okay. Does Jeremy know that you have these things?
Yes.
Have you discussed with him about bringing this forward?
Yes, I also discussed it with his attorney.
Okay. All right, you can provide me with those. And
Yes.
I'll take a look at those. again, going back to the compliance thing, I mean, was there discussion with the insurance company about Mr. Dewitte being out of compliance with the stipulations of the insurance?
I'm not sure. I don't believe
I mean,
so.
is that I guess maybe you don't know, but you know, I mean, there are regulations and rules and things like that, and
Right.
so I'm just trying to determine if, based on the conversation you heard, was it your impression that maybe Mr. Dewitte was out of bounds or out of compliance with his insurance policy, and Sergeant Vidler was just trying to get him in compliance, or?
It didn't seem that way to me.
Okay. All right, so I'll take a look at that stuff, and I may have additional questions that after I review that I may have to ask later on. But
Okay.
And then you had mentioned your conversation with Michael Brain,
Yes.
the attorney,
Yes.
that he had hours of video of Vidler breaking into his office. And are you talking about Vidler breaking into Mr. DeWitte's office?
Yes.
Okay.
There you can see.
What do you mean by
sorry.
that?
Well, if I can go back up just a little bit, I think I still have them. There's video shots, like clips, like screenshots of, you can see Vidler's face, you can see him by the window, you can see him outside of the office area. The video that they're stating, that Michael Breen was saying, he stated that it's video of him breaking in. He's opening up the windows. He's trying to break into the office to get Sergeant Vidler.
Okay.
And he's there with one other person.
How was this recorded?
They had surveillance cameras, but of course they were taken.
And when was it that this happened? That this break-in?
I'm not sure the exact date.
Are we talking within the last month, 2 months, 6 months,
Oh, sorry.
a year, 5 years?
I would say the last 2 years.
Within the last 2 years?
Yes.
Okay. And so, did you see the video?
No, because they took the video. It's in.
So
It was.
you have not physically seen it?
I've only seen the screenshots of him, his face at the window.
And you say it's within the last 2 years. Was that so 2019?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know how Mr. Brain obtained that video?
It was on Jeremy's surveillance system. I'm not familiar with that system. It was an older building that they were in. So it was on the video surveillance, and then it was all, on the computers, and then when they went and they got the search warrants, they took all the computers and all the videos and stuff.
Why would Michael Brain have had that video?
I believe it was downloaded. It was all on a flash drive. So everything with Deputy Mony, everything with Sergeant Vidler. There was an incident where Sergeant Vidler, Michael Breen said that Sergeant Vidler was trying to run them off of the road in Lake County in his personal vehicle. That was on there as well. So all of that was on a flash drive and given to, not you all, but given to just a random deputy sheriff. So.
Was that the Sergeant Wasco?
Yes.
Okay.
But Michael, who gave that to Michael Brain? Did you give that to Michael Brain?
No, Jeremy did.
Okay. And then you've had subsequent conversations with Mr. Brain?
Yes.
Where he told you, can we just recap that conversation? What did he tell you?
He said there were hours of video of Vidler breaking into the office, the situation with Deputy Sheriff Mony, and then Vidler trying to run the escort contractors off of the road in Lake County.
When you're talking about breaking into the office, I know that there was a search warrant done.
Right, this is prior to that, yes.
So you're saying, are you referring to the search warrant that was done when you're talking about breaking in?
No, this is prior to that.
How long prior to that?
Probably 30 to 45 days, I
And,
believe.
Do you know why or what they were doing there? Or?
No.
Okay. And again, you haven't seen the video.
No, I haven't seen it.
Verified. You're just being told about the video.
Right.
Okay. And Mr. Breen told you the reason he didn't bring it forward was because he had talked to the sheriff?
Yeah, supposedly they have a friendship, and the sheriff was warning him about Jeremy.
Did he say he talked to him on the phone or in person?
In person. I mean, he makes it sound as if they're very good friends.
Okay. So that's the impression he gave. Did he say it was on, I talked to him on the phone, or did he say I met with the sheriff?
I believe he said he met with him, and they've spoken on the phone because they were supposed to be good friends, so.
Okay. Did Michael Brain say what he did with that flash drive?
He said he gave it to Wasco.
And to your knowledge, that's the last place it went?
Yes.
Okay. And he didn't tell you anything beyond that?
No.
Okay. And then you said that there was a phone call conversation between you and Under Sheriff Canty.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Well, like I said, I reached out to him because I was worried about the videos and everything that was coming out. And I spoke to, I believe it was, I don't think Patty still works for him, but his assistant, I think her name was Patty Russell. So I reached out to her because I was reaching out to all, when you just send kind of a mass email, and they responded.
Okay.
And so I was able to speak to the undersheriff about it, and I kind of explained, what was happening, the history with Vidler and Ramsey, and that's when he made those statements. Like I stated, those were phone calls. I believe they were from his personal phone number. It was like a 407 something number in February of 2020.
Okay.
And he was just telling me to do the Marcy's Law and everything, so he was just kind of giving me advice about what to do as far as that. Not that it matters.
Okay. You have some questions?
Going back to Mr. Breen, you mentioned videos, these hours of video were on a flash drive that was given to, I believe you said, Sergeant Wasco.
Sure.
Does Michael Breen still have screenshots or anything related to this, or is it all gone?
I'm not sure.
Okay. And you mentioned Deputy Mony. What exactly, how is he involved in this?
He was the reason why the IA investigation started. Jeremy claimed that he hit him during a funeral escort. He was off duty. And there is video. So I do have video, and I guess everyone does now. There's a video of someone taking a video of a laptop screen. And you can see Mony coming in and coming close to Jeremy, making contact with him. And then Mony's telling him, he's cursing him out, basically saying, get the fuck out of the way, I can fucking arrest you. And you're not a cop, you're not a cop. Although Jeremy was charged for that, for police impersonation, Mony's saying you're not a cop. He knows he's not. So that kind of opened up the whole IA situation.
Okay, and when you say IA, you're talking about an internal affairs investigation?
Yes.
And which one was that?
The one, I think it was, wasn't it October 2019? The one with that opened up everything as far as the flash drive, Michael Breen, is what I meant.
Were you a witness in that internal investigation?
No.
What are you referring to with an internal investigation? With Mahoney?
Yeah, I guess that's his name. So are you asking me, how that started, or what are you asking me?
I'm just trying to understand what you're talking about, because I haven't seen that. Was there an internal investigation against Deputy Mahoney?
There's supposed to be, but then it wasn't. And like I said, I have the video, and then I have some of the emails where Wasco's talking to Vidler about it. It was supposed to go to professional standards, and it never did. Vidler contacted Jeremy and said, professional standards doesn't want it. They're not going to look at the Mony situation. We're going to have one of our supervisors look at the video. And the supervisor was Wasco. So he took it.
Did you ever speak with, Sergeant Wasco?
I did some public records requests trying to get information about that, but I've never spoken to him.
Okay.
How did you get the name Wasco? Who told you Sergeant Wasco was?
I think when I spoke to, I can't remember he was so nice, I can't remember his name, but he works in professional standards, and I was talking to him, and I was saying, well, I'm trying to get the video, because remember the video went missing. So I said, I'm trying to get the video. I know it went to you all. And he said, it never came to professional standards.
Which video are you referring to? The one with Mony?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And he said, professional standards never received it. And so he did a little digging, and he found out where it came from. I don't remember his name. I can try to find it.
You're saying you spoke to someone in professional standards?
Yes.
They told you that nothing was ever relayed to our office?
Yes.
And was that person the one that gave you the name Sergeant Wasco?
Yes.
Okay. And how long was this in the September 2020? On that time frame?
That was July. I think that was July 2020.
Okay. When you talked to someone in PSD?
Yes.
And you said that the whole thing was supposed to go to professional standards. What led you to believe that?
Well, that's what Jeremy told me, and that's what Michael Breen told me,
Okay.
that they were supposed to be dealing with professional standards. They thought they were, and then they didn't find out until after the fact that they weren't dealing with professional standards.
Did either one of them, Mr. Breen or Mr. Dewitte, indicate that they had made a complaint?
Yes.
Okay. And it was their impression that professional standards was looking into it?
Right, that it went to professional standards, and then Jeremy received a phone call from Sergeant Fiddler stating that professional standards was not going to look into it, and then it was only going to go to his supervisor, and the acting supervisor at that time was Wasco.
And just to clarify, when it's alleged that Sergeant Vidler contacted Mr. Dewitte, this was pertaining to a complaint regarding Deputy Mony?
Yes.
Okay. But Sergeant Dewitte, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Sergeant Vidler
Right.
called and told Mr. Dewitte that professional standards wasn't going to review it.
Right.
Okay.
Was that related to what Mr. Breen
Yes.
was bringing in?
Yes.
Was the video relating to Deputy Mony?
Yes.
Okay. So that was all kind of one
Yes.
incident. And you said that was in July of 2020. Do you know when Mr. Breen brought that video down?
I believe that was October of 2019. I reached out to Professional Standards in July 2020, and that was when the gentleman, and like I said, I'll try to find his name. He told me, I don't know what you're talking about. We've never received it. He started looking into it.
That's quite a time frame. Why did you
Me
reach out to
and
it?
Jeremy didn't start talking again until July of 2020.
Okay, so it was because you guys had a
Separation.
So October 2019 was when the incident happened, but you didn't follow up until July 2020 because you guys had kind of split. Or?
Right, and he's not as, I guess, diligent and annoying as I am, so he did kind of gave up on it.
Were you following up on his behalf?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you said you spoke with Under Sheriff Canty in February of 2020. So what were you guys? I'm under the impression that you split from October 2019 to July 2020.
Right.
February 2020 would have fit right in the middle of that.
Right.
So how did that?
I mean, we were communicating on and off, but that conversation with Canty really wasn't about Jeremy. That was about me. So I was just more focused on that, and I kind of just.
Mean?
Well, it was about the videos. Remember, I said the videos that were coming out, and then
on
YouTube
social media,
right? And so,
were you afraid something was you were going to be in trouble for something? Is that what?
No.
Okay.
what
was your concern with the videos?
I just didn't know what they had. I wasn't sure which videos they had, and Jeremy records a lot. Obviously, I know that now, so I wasn't sure what they had. So I asked him. And then he was telling me about Marcy's Law and to come down here and do Marcy's Law and all that stuff. And in passing, I sort of mentioned Vidler and Ramsey. And he said, oh, well, they're not even investigating anymore. They were told to stand down. And then that's when he said what he said. So
the conversation was
about
mainly
me.
Focused about you. And then there was just a brief discussion about Vidler and Ramsey.
Right.
Okay. So if you can provide me with
Yes.
with some of those things that support some of the allegations you made, specifically regarding the insurance,
Right.
I will. That's pretty much the gist of the videos that you have, right? Is that relating to the insurance? We didn't discuss anything.
I have the Mony video. I don't know. I'll just go through everything.
Is that recorded on Mr. Dewitte's body camera?
No, that was the. Remember, I said it was like someone had a laptop open and they were recording the laptop.
Okay.
So.
All right. I'll take a look at what you want to provide.
Okay.
And then if I have any follow-up questions, I'll reach out to you
Okay.
and let you know if I have any other questions after that.
Okay, that works.
All right, and just to be clear, the videos you're going to provide to me are not, they're not videos that you have taken yourself, correct?
No, I don't think I have anything to provide to you that I've taken. No.
Is everything from Mr. DeWitte's?
Mr. Dewitte or through
Recordings?
public records. Do you also want me to give you Jonathan or Deputy Sheriff Jonathan Reeves his video as well during the stop before the arrest?
Yeah, you're saying is that a body camera video that you obtained from public records?
Yes.
That we have?
Yeah, or you don't need that since you can just get it.
I mean, you can provide it to me. I'll take a look and,
Okay.
and see what relevance it has.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else that you know about this investigation you'd like to add at this time?
I think that's it for now.
Okay. The current time is 11:41 a.m. and that concludes this interview.
Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe. I appreciate your support and I'll see you on the next one. I have the entire series of Jeremy Dewitte Internal Affairs videos, so there is much more to come.